What's up everyone, welcome to another video. In this video, I test and review two Quikrete crack repair sealers, Acrylic concrete repair and Advanced Polymer concrete crack sealant. I will show how they flow, the texture, application on a vertical surface, and application on a horizontal surface with 1-year results. Last year, I applied the acrylic to half of my driveway cracks and the advanced polymer to the other half of my driveway cracks, just for you, and I will show how they have held up. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe for more how-to and review videos. Now, let's get started. Here are the contenders. The lower cost acrylic sealer at $3.97, and the higher cost advanced polymer sealer at $7.27. Comparing these two head to head, the advanced polymer is advertised as having superior adhesion, flexibility, and durability when compared to the acrylic. They are both advertised for vertical and horizontal applications, as flexible and gray in color. There is a third contender, the advanced polymer self-leveling sealant at $7.97. However, the self-leveling feature will not allow for vertical applications, so it will not be tested in this video. Let's first start by laying down a bead of each product. The first is the acrylic sealer, loading it into the caulk gun, cutting the nozzle, and breaking the internal seal. Ready to go. Laying down a bead, it flows out of the tube well. It is thick enough to hold its shape after being applied. Now let's move on to the advanced polymer. Load it up and prepare to let it loose. Laying down a bead, it also flows out of the tube well, and it also holds its shape after being applied. Taking a close look, they are both gray in color as advertised, but slightly different in color. The acrylic has bluish colored grit in it to give it texture, and the advanced polymer is a uniform material and looks a little more shiny to me. I will smooth a portion of each out with my finger, first the acrylic, then the advanced polymer. Smoothing out a portion of each, the acrylic has some grit in it, giving it texture. It is not nice and smooth. The advanced polymer is smooth. It's easier to shape and blend. Let's let it cure for a couple days and see how it looks. And here we are, 6 days later. They have both set up and they still look the same. They did not settle out. When I push on the advanced polymer, it's a little bit flexible, and when I release, it goes back to its original shape. When I push on the acrylic, it's definitely more rigid. It doesn't flex, and when I do deform it, when I release, I think it stays in the deformed position. It doesn't bounce back. And now we'll take a look at the spots that I blended with my finger. The acrylic is pretty rough looking. The grit that's in it to give it a textured finished look has a pretty significant effect. The final result is pretty rough. Looking at the advanced polymer, I used the exact same technique to smooth it, and it's a pretty nice smooth blend. I will say that this stuff is pretty shiny. So there it is, that's how they set up. Next, let's test it on a vertical application. Here's a typical vertical crack in a concrete foundation. I'll fill the top half with the acrylic, and the bottom half with the advanced polymer. The acrylic sticks to the vertical surface no problem, and stays in place. It does not drip down. I'll smooth them both out to get a flat finish. The acrylic is kind of a rough finish due to the grit which gives it texture. The advanced polymer flows nice and also sticks to the vertical surface and does not drip down. The advanced polymer smoothed out nicely and easily. Now I will let this cure for a couple days and check back. And we're back, 3 days later. There is a noticeable difference. I applied and smoothed them using the exact same techniques. Head to head, the acrylic textured caulk looks rough, and there are some voids where the crack did not fill. The advanced polymer is smooth, and has a clean, flush finish that blends well with the vertical surface. And here's a bonus! Check out this little guy! On patrol, providing free pest control. Thanks, buddy! To wrap up on the vertical surfaces, both products worked. The advanced polymer flowed into the cracks easier and filled better, and definitely blended better. The texture in the acrylic caused issues with flowing into the cracks and manually smoothing and blending it. Last, let's move on to the horizontal surface with 1 year results. Last year, I applied acrylic to this half of the driveway cracks, and the advanced polymer to this half of the driveway cracks. Here is some footage from last year when it was applied. The acrylic is on the right, and the advanced polymer is on the left, and here's the split. I laid a nice thick bead and smoothed it out with my finger. You can definitely see the texture that it leaves behind. It's not nice and smooth. It's not the best footage, but I took it last year, and that's what I've got. Now let's head back to the split and check out the advanced polymer. Here we go. And going to the left. I did not smooth this out. I just laid down a nice thick bead. At the time, I assumed it would self-level a little bit and spread out, and kind of self-blend a little bit, but it didn't. This is the bead exactly as I laid it down, and it stayed in that form. Now we're approaching a little gap here at the split between the slabs of concrete. And on this side, I did smooth it out, just to give us one more variation to look at, to review. Looking good. Taking another quick look at the acrylic, it's pretty firm. And taking a quick look at the advanced polymer, it's flexible. I can push it, and it gives. I think we've seen enough of the application from last year. Let's move on to the present time. Since then, it has gone through 4 months of snow in the winter, loads of rain in the spring, and here we are in the middle of summer. The temperature is currently in the mid to high 80s this week. So here we are the next year for the 1 year results. Here's the split. Going to the left is the advanced polymer. It definitely collected the dirt. It is dirty. It's a little bit worn, but it's all present. Moving down to where I smoothed it out. Let's give it a little test. It's pretty firm. It's not very flexible anymore. But it's all here, and it appears to be well sealed. I would say that it held up very good. Let's keep it moving down the line. Might as well take a look at all of it. Looking good. Oh yes. Alright, that's enough of that. Back to the split. Now, moving to the right is the acrylic. This stuff is really dirty. It is pretty black. So, let's zoom in and check out a spot. Here we go. This is also pretty rigid, not flexible. And as I move down the bead, I see a crack that runs the whole length of it. It just didn't hold up. It cracked and separated. And here's a special little spot where I laid them right on top of each other for direct comparison. You can see the light gray of the polymer and how dark the acrylic turned. I've got one last thing for you here. At the acrylic side, there's 1 plant, and 2 plants, 3 plants, and 4 plants. That doesn't count. 5 plants. 5 plants that grew through the caulk. And moving to the advanced polymer side, 0 plants grew through the caulk. In my personal opinion, I would select the advanced polymer. It flowed easier and smoother. It felt like it pumped deeper into the cracks easier, and it blended smoother and easier with the finger. The texture of the acrylic sounded appealing because it was anticipated to be a better visual match to the concrete, which it is in my opinion. But when effectively filling and sealing cracks is the priority, the advanced polymer would be my choice every time. And based on the 1 year application, the advanced polymer held up better. So that wraps up this comparison. If you have used these products, leave your experience in the comments. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more how-to and review videos. Drop any comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.